We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Women Empowered Across the World podcast. And guys, we're so excited today because we have our first invited guest to be with us today, and that's Renee Reisch. And we are so excited to have her. I know a little bit about her story, and a lot of my students know a little bit about her story, but we don't know everything. And she's going to come and she's going to share like her whole story with us. And I promise it will be so inspiring. It's going to touch, move, and inspire so many people. And I want to just have our host introduce themselves really quickly before we have Renee come on. So, Renata, you want to just quickly say who you are and where you're from and what your business is, your company is, real quick.
Sure. So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Renata Anderson. I am from Brazil, but I live in Portland, Oregon, in the US. And I'm happy to be here with those amazing ladies to share their stories, their vulnerabilities, and their wishes, dreams. And so here we are. Thank you.
Awesome. Alina, unmute and share.
Alina Pelka, I am the founder and president at Yorgas Foundation. I'm from Poland, but my NGO works in African countries, and we have the regional office for Africa in Malawi. I'm humanitarian, global goodwill ambassador, and in general, my organization is focused on saving lives at birth in developing countries and women's and girls' empowerment. And thank you for giving me a chance to be here.
Thank you. All right, Maria, you went to unmute and just introduce yourself.
Yes, hi, Maria Butcher, and I'm from the UK. I'm delighted to be here on this podcast, all about empowering women across the world. That's really a passion of mine, and especially for me among the pensionpreneur community, really igniting our older generation because we have so much wisdom to share and so many experiences that could really, really benefit, I believe, other people. And in our own lives, it lights us up really. And I'm really delighted to be in concert with Carol from YEA. Thank you so much. Here we are.
Thank you, Maria. Okay, and Dr. Kara.
So I'm Dr. Kara Cruz. I reside in Austin, Texas, United States. I'm the proud owner and operator of Thrive Healing Institute. I empower middle-aged women to take care of their health maladies. I read a shocking statistic where most women commit suicide at about the age of 55, and I am determined to reduce that number significantly just through empowering them with knowledge and support.
Beautiful. Okay, and my name's Carol Witt, and I am the founder and director of YEA Global, and it is where we teach people that they deserve to thrive, not struggle or survive. All right, so we are going to bring Renee on, and we're going to get inspired. Come join us, Renee.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here amongst all of you. And it is about sharing our voices, and you've provided a wonderful platform in which to do just that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Carol, thank you. And this is a story about a girl who was looking to find her own voice. And that girl is me. A girl who had such low self-esteem and low confidence that she believed in others more than herself, and looking for love outside rather than from within. And losing my voice in 2013, that's where this really started. Actually, you know what? I believe that was a pivotal moment, but I believe it started years before, and that was a defining moment. That was a result of the people pleasing, the fear of judgment, never standing up for who I really am or what I really wanted, because I was so consumed and concerned with what everybody else did and their judgment upon me. So everything I did was outside rather than from within. And in 2013, I was working corporate America, taking care of multi-million dollar teams, departments, and probably close to 100 people. And the one who needed the most attention and caring for was a girl looking back at me in the mirror. And there is a mirror behind me. But I didn't look at it, I looked through it. And I never saw the girl looking back who needed so much caring and so much love, because everything was loving outside. And I was defining my self-worth, what other people felt about me or towards me. If they were having a bad day and would snap at me or be mean to me, I never said anything. When I was a young girl and bullied in school, I never said anything. When I was pushed and shoved around, I never said anything. When I was in sales and commission sales and sales were stolen from me, I never said anything. I never spoke up until I no longer had a voice in which to speak with. For 4 months, from 2013 in December till probably several months into 2014, for 4 months, I had no voice. I was isolated from the world because I contracted a virus that was so contagious. As I laid in the ER and I asked if I was contagious, well, I still had a voice. The doctor said, "Oh, you're highly contagious. You can no longer be with the public." So a job that took me in front of the public, I was now isolated from my family, my best friend, the entire world, with no voice, no way out. And I did write in my book, it was like a jail cell that slammed down on that cold cement floor. And you were shouting and screaming in pain. And no one heard your screams or your shouts or your cries because you couldn't even hear them because your voice was gone. That's the journey. What I've come through and what I believe so many, especially women, for the feelings of never feeling enough, no matter what level of success I achieved, it was never good enough because I felt I was never good enough and I could never be enough, not to anybody. And that defined who I was. I allowed it to. That is not true. The word belief has the word L-I-E smack in the center. It's the lies we tell ourselves, the stories that we made our own of who we are and our own worth. And I let it define who I was and my own self-worth until I realized there's a bigger story here. It may be my story, but I believe it's something in a story that we could each own in our own way, especially as women, for not speaking up or standing up for ourselves, whether at work, in our corporate job, or at our home, with our children or our spouse or our relationships. But the biggest relationship that you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. The words you speak to yourself, the things that you say on a daily basis. If you think about it, would you treat your best friend that way? Would you say nasty things to him or her? You would try to be there and say, "It's okay, don't worry about it. It's fine, I'm here for you." But what about when it comes to ourselves? The derogatory words and phrases we speak, the disempowering rather than the empowering words. Those are the ones we need to change. Change the words, change the story, shift the paradigm in which you're currently living in to one of empathy, and compassion instead of degradation and demeaning. I ended up writing a book called Finding Your Voice, Unlock Your Chains, and Unleash Your Greatness. As I read the title or the subtitle, I feel like it should say unlock your chains so you can unleash your greatness. Because the greatness we have within us that has been locked up, you have the key to your happiness. You have the key to that jail cell.
Mm.
You have the key to unlock your own chains so you can unleash your own greatness. It was the chains I had bound myself up in, and the greatness I also had in myself from within. So I created the Voice Blueprint. It takes you on the journey from vulnerability to empowerment. In that journey of finding your voice, who you are, it gets clouded because we have all these voices that come at us and to us and through us, and they penetrate our minds. You should do this, you should be that. Our family doesn't do that, or we don't do this, or who do you think you are that you can achieve that? Or what makes you think you can? What makes you think you can't? The limitations you have are those you place upon yourself. The ones I placed upon myself. I can't speak for anybody else, but I do have a voice to speak for myself from my heart. And I do hope and pray that it resonates with those watching and listening, because we have two ears. The word silent, but the word, the letters, it also says listen. Listen with an open mind and an open heart, and speak with words of encouragement and empowerment to yourself. Because as you change yourself, your energy, your vibration around will change, and those you are around will change as well. So I am here with a voice that I'm so grateful to have again, and to be able to share not only through my words today, but through the power of my words, using my voice, the written word, the spoken word, and the word I share with you today. Trust, have faith, and believe, and never give up. As my best friend in heaven, I found this bracelet after she transitioned, I will say. I wear it with pride, and I share it with you today with love. Never give up, and be you. Be authentically you. If you don't know who you are anymore, please reach out. And even if you do, there's a voice within that still has those limiting beliefs, the limitations. Let me be here. Let me help guide you on the journey back home to yourself, as my best friend continues to guide me. And I am so grateful. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Thank you for allowing me to share my voice.
Mm.
And thank you for having this platform.
oh, thank you so much, Renee. Um, you are going to touch so many women out there. You are going to touch so many women out there to find their voice. So I have a question for you, Renee. So
Yes.
I'm just going to ask you, what would you finish that with? What if?
What if you really could have it all?
Oof, I love that. I love that. What if you could have it all? And guys, you can. Only thing that stops you is this mindset. You can
The
have it all.
minutia between the ears.
Yep.
But,
You
but define what all is to you. What does having it all mean to you?
Mm.
Is it ethereal thing? Is it esoteric? Can you touch it? What is it? Is it a relationship? Is it finances?
Mm.
Is it the perfect job? A perfect mate? What is that? What is having it all? Write it down. Write what you want. When you see it in writing, you have something to achieve. Not just, well, it'd be nice if I did this, or you're scrolling through your phone and saying, how nice for everybody else. I wrote an article one time in a magazine a couple of years ago. I was asked to write an article, and I put your real life, REEL, versus your REAL. You see the real life that they put out there. But you know what got them there? The real life, maybe the pain or the suffering, what they went through to get to where they are. I often say what we go through, we also grow through. Allow me to be your guide to help you grow through what you are going through in your own journey. I would be honored.
So beautiful. So heart. Okay, so our other host, do you have some questions for? Yeah, go ahead, Alina. Mute.
I just wonder, Renee, what kind of feelings did you experience while writing your book? I mean, was it, a battle or rather a relief? I just wonder.
Yeah, good question. I didn't anticipate writing a book. It wasn't something I had in a bucket list. There was no bucket list. When I was sick, I didn't say, well, it'd be good to write about someday.
Okay.
I really feel it was cathartic for sure. It was cathartic. Um, it was frustrating, a lot of points of frustration. And I'm coughing. Hang on, I'll get a drink. It was it was empowering because I'd written articles, I'd written papers in school, like most kids do as you're going through class and you need to write papers or things or reports. But to write a book, it was like I even wrote in the book, who am I to write a book? Like, who cares? Who cares what I went through? Who cares about my story? Who cares? But then I felt it's not so much about you, Renee. There are people you can serve and support because they will resonate with your story. It will touch them in ways that you've never been able to touch people before because they can get it on going to, your website or your Amazon. They can get the book. You will touch people around the world and they will feel you because the book, it should say Real Raw Renee because it is real, it is raw, it is me. I don't paint this lovely, rainbow and unicorn picture of life is so grand. And I also don't take you down and stay in a dark place. So I didn't want readers to stay an uncomfortable space so long that they couldn't get out. Although I was there and I found my way out through the grace of God and my best friend. This is a story that I really believe many will resonate with. It's a short, easy read. What I did is I actually made it into a workbook book. So short chapters, like maybe 2-page chapters are real short. I have a takeaway section after each chapter, which poses questions and leaves you, the reader, line pages. I leave like 3 to 4 line pages to write your answers on because I want you to truly express your voice through the power of your words as I did in the pages. So date it, write it. Today's the 20th as we do this interview of September 2024. Where were you when you answered the question? Then go back, look at it again. Maybe a month, maybe two months, maybe a week, maybe 6 months, and say, "Oh my gosh, that's when I was just doing this." Because we don't often, especially as women, give ourselves the pat on the back, the atta girl. I totally forgot about that. Oh my gosh, that's true. I forgot all about that. And then you look at it and you're like, wow, you know what? I've really come a long way. Look how much I've accomplished. Look how much I've done. Look how much I've grown. It's okay. Make it about you. Because damn it, it is. It is.
Beautiful. Okay, Maria has a question for you. Go ahead, Maria.
Yes, Maria.
Yeah, I got a feeling you maybe have answered this, but what was going through my mind was what were the stages you went through? Because I've been through grief and various things in my life, and there were stages, and there were definite, kind of stopping off points, and also then sort of retracing my step kind of points. Did you have that kind of experience?
And writing the book, you mean, or in
in the
when I was
general
ill.
experience of, going from not having your voice to having your
Mm.
voice.
Okay, so when I was ill, when doctors thought it was possibly permanent damage, it was called viral pharyngitis for those, like she never said what she had. It was a virus. I was working, as I said, corporate America at the time in the Christmas season. It was a retail position and I was a manager. So I had an executive role, taking care of, as I said, close to 100 people. And I was so run down. I think that's how I got it. People want to know that, and that wasn't your question, but I'm realizing I didn't touch on how do you get something like that. And I was just burning the candle at, both ends, every end, ends that weren't on a candle, and just run, run, run. I just was always taking care of the next thing, next thing, next thing, instead of me, me, me. And like, I need to take a break. I need to rest. It was like, no. I would time like, okay, I could eat dinner in like 15 minutes and go back to doing schedules. I could stay up till, okay, if I stay up till 1 o'clock and I'm working a late shift, I could have a few hours in between my shift. I could sleep for just a couple of hours and I could get up and I could go. It was like always the next step to do the work, not to take care of me, or I need downtime, or that was not even something that was on a thought. Um,
Mm.
your question about, part of this journey, when I was sick and I was laying on my couch in a depressed state, I ended up not wanting to live. When I woke up in the morning, I want to go back to bed. I was on an LOA. It was a leave of absence, it was called. Now, LOA to me means law of attraction. I attracted the things I didn't want always. And the law of attraction is a different energy and vibration. I was on a leave of absence because I was so contagious. I was told I could no longer be with the public. So I couldn't be with anyone. The frustration was anger. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was sad. I was depressed. I wasn't so angry when I was ill. I was more in a depressed state of mind because I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted God to bring me home because I wanted to get out of the pain. And when I woke up in the morning, I remember wanting to go back to bed, not because I was so tired, but because I wanted to escape, anything to escape the pain of the blood curdling pain I was experiencing. But when I realized is what you're meant to go through, you need to go through in order to grow through it. As painful as these experiences are. Like I didn't want to feel it anymore. It was so painful. It's like somebody taking a knife across your throat. Who wants to feel that?
Mm.
But I did get through it. In writing the book, to the answer on that part of your question, I had a lot of anger. I was frustrated. I would tear up the paper. It was paper. It wasn't on a document, on a Word document I had papers all over the place. It was, by 2017 when I was writing it in 2018. There was no chat GPT or, write this for me, do this for me. It was like me, raw, real Renee, like writing again on a piece of paper, then throwing it away. And like, what am I doing? I need to look for a job. I was out of work at the time. Well, after I was released, this is after I was released from that corporate job in 2017, February. So the book was probably 9 months, 10 months after that. Because I was like, what am I going to do now? I need work. And I'm like, who am I to write this book? I got to get a job. Who cares about what I went through? And then I realized others did.
Mm.
And so there was a lot of frustration around the writing of the book. And I knew there was a greater purpose for me to serve. I hope that answered your question.
Thank
Beautiful.
you so much. That meant a lot, really.
Renata,
And I'm
awesome.
sure to many people around the world too. Yeah, thank you.
Renata has a
You're very
question.
welcome.
Go ahead, Renata.
Yes, Renata.
Oh, I'm still, processing everything that you said. So, thank you for coming here and be so vulnerable because we are vulnerable, but we pretend we are not, no? So, my question is, with the youth, um, struggling with mental health and anxiety and self-esteem. So, what are the messages you have for this generation that seems to be struggling to understand, how to thrive life
Mm.
in the best way possible?
Very, very deep question, powerful question. Mental health is a huge issue in our world. And I'm going to actually back up one more step. You said thank you for being so vulnerable before you even asked your question. The vulnerability isn't easy. That's the toughest thing. You said, I wore this smile on my face like everything was fine. Inside, I had such a battle that no one knew. So I, again, didn't speak about it. I can't project that I'm not okay. I can't ask for help. I can't say something is wrong. I'm not talking about when I was ill. I mean, in general, that I needed help because I was given too much to do at work. And I was like, if I ask for help, they're going to think I can't handle it. If I can't handle it, I may lose my job. I'm the person that's bringing in the income. It's me. I can't say I can't do it. So I've got to do whatever it takes. In the process, I was digging a grave for myself.
Mm.
And that was a battle because I could never speak up and say, I need help. I was afraid to speak up. I was afraid of consequences. I was always afraid being bullied in school. If I say something, it could get worse. If I say I can't handle something, they're going to think less of me. They'll put somebody else in the position. What
Mm.
do? I have to just smile and pretend it's okay when I wasn't okay. Okay was far from it. So the battles in our mind, it's okay to speak. It's
Mm.
okay to say, I need help. Being vulnerable is not a weakness, it's your greatest strength. Suicide can be prevented.
Ah, beautiful,
Thank
Renee.
you.
Beautiful. So Dr. Kara has a question for you.
Yeah, well, so thank you so much for sharing this with you. I think I've seen many women struggling with this, and you have such a gift that you're offering to the world that so many more women need to know about. Other than purchasing your book and really answering those questions and the women finding their voice, if they can't access your book, would you recommend one strategy or recommend anything? Where do they start? Like if they want to order their book on Amazon and it's going to take 2 days, right, to get there, what should they be doing in between?
You know what? So I have my website, reneereisch.com. The book is on there too. It will take you there. Uh, Reach out. That's the first step. Reach out to me. I offer a complimentary consultation. Reach out. Schedule that call. You have access to me. I speak with people all over the world, different time zones, different countries. You have access.
Mm. Beautiful.
Please reach out.
And
It is
we,
not a weakness.
Mm.
It's a strength. You build muscle when you go to the gym. You build it. This is a muscle.
Mm.
Let me be your spotter. Let me be your support. Let me help you help yourself. It takes courage. That's the C in the voice blueprint that I created. VOICE, from vulnerability to empowerment. It's a real thing. It's not esoteric. There are steps. I created this system. We all have our own blueprint. This is an individual done with you experience. Because as we experience life, we need someone to take our hand. I know I did. And walk us through the journey. Life is not meant to be lived alone.
Beautiful.
It does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong and you are ready to find your own voice.
Mm.
And what does that mean to you? I don't know, but I do know together we're going to do it.
Oof. Powerful. So I have one more question for you, and then we have to end our podcast. But Renee, you have had many, many testimonials shared with you. What's one of your favorite ones?
Wow. It's a gal who I was helping, and she was no longer in touch with her mother, the one who brought her into the world. And through our working together, their
Oh,
mother and daughter,
oh, beautiful.
it was a journey,
Mhm,
but imagine being estranged from your own mother.
mhm,
And it wasn't that she had to change or the mother had to change, because it's not about change, it's about a transitioning of a thought process.
mhm,
And perspective and perceptions go together.
mhm.
What lens are you looking at or seeing? And when you can have someone show you a different way to look at things, your perception and your perspective in which you view it will change.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Um, we are so thrilled that you are a guest today. Thank you so much for bringing your rawness, your Reneeanness, because that is who you are. That is who I've known you to be, is somebody that is so real and so straight and so willing to be vulnerable to make a difference for so many women out there to find their voice.
Yeah.
I
Thank you so much. I want to put my website's reneereisch.com. So
absolutely
you'll have that in the spelling.
we'll be putting it right in the direction, I mean the description
Perfect.
of this podcast, so everyone will be able to read
Perfect.
through your book, everything. I have all of that because I've had you on a different
Great.
podcast, and so I have all
Yes.
your information. I'll make sure it goes on there so everybody can reach out to you. I have your book and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have written so many things in it. I've really found a lot of me in it because of writing. And the questions you ask is, like, oh, they're beautiful. So
I'm going to say one more thing about
yeah,
the book. Thank you for those kind words. It's great as a gift. We have a holiday season coming upon us. Get it for yourself, get it for your loved ones. The it's very affordable. It reach out, get the book, reach out to me, give a gift to yourself, the gift of love. You deserve it. You deserve it.
we all deserve to thrive, dear one. And that is
Mm.
what you are all about. And that is why we have such a connection with one another. I thank you so much for what you brought to this platform that is about women finding their voices and sharing their greatness and and really and truly inspiring many, many more women to come forward. We want a platform where women can be heard. And guys, your greatness is in you sharing. That's what we're experiencing in this platform, this podcast, is that your greatness is in your story, is in you sharing it with others. So thank you. We are so thrilled to have another episode, and one that's going to just really make such a difference for so many. Thank you, Renee. I love you. I
Thank you
love
so
all of my
much.
podcast hosts. Thank you. Wonderful questions. We look forward to putting this out everywhere. It will go everywhere, Renee. This podcast is going all over the place. Just know that. And it's being shared by many. So thank you, everybody. Please, please share this. Please comment on it. And please send it out to your social media. Put it on your LinkedIn. Let people know what's happening. A platform where women can be heard and their greatness can be experienced by so many. Thank you, everyone.
When we stand